Visible Lady of Faith, and this is...
Guess who? Our other half.
And today we're going to talk about the Sunday school lesson entitled Faith and Trust for Sunday, January the 14th, 2024. Oh, the first thing I want to do is to define trust. Trust is when we have confidence in something or someone, or that we depend on something or someone.
That's fascinating, because I was sitting here thinking about faith and trust. How can we trust God if we don't have a relationship with Him or with God? Then it's kind of hard to have faith in it, and so you got to have some trust in God. So you have to build a relationship. Relationships with anyone, you have to take time, get to know who they are. In this case here, we had to study the scriptures and and prayer. And myself personally believe, and it's like a person that walks with me in my entire life. You know, even on the freeway, some things that happen, I just be thanking God for keeping me safe. I do trust God because I've seen Him work a lot of times in my life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and the next word, excuse me, the next word I want to define is shun, and shun means to avoid, deliberately or purposely or intentionally, from doing evil.
You know that's interesting, because a lot of people get into debate about we should fear God. You know what I mean? And I myself personally, I do not fear God because He loves me so dearly. But his thing that I do fear is going and practicing evil, doing anything like that. That I fear,
purposely
because
doing
purposely
what we know is not right.
Yeah. And that I have a fear of that, because to give you an example, you know, we can all know what gravity's like. If you jump out of a tall building, you're either going to hurt yourself or kill yourself.
Right.
Okay. Now, I have fear. I don't like heights. Okay. But when God tells all the things He tells me not to do, don't. I have a fear, because there's going to be consequences, just like jumping off that building. So, and people don't say, well, hey, I got away with this time. No, just give you a good example. You know, like when I was coming up as a kid, and you talk about how many notches we can put on a belt, how many women we can get into bed and sleep with. And I just thank God I listened to my parents, and we just only have 4 children ourselves, and I don't have any extra baby mamas, and she don't have any baby daddies. So we enjoy that peace in the house when we come. So that makes sense to me. I had a fear that my kids wouldn't listen, but thank God they did pretty well.
Somewhat listened.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, we all did that.
Yeah, that's true. So the basis of our faith is trust.
Yes.
And I wanted to back up for a minute what you said about relationship with God and fearing God. I believe, and I heard people say this, that fear is not like, oh, I'm shaking in my boots, but I think fear is like respect. So we want to do things that we believe will please God, and not to purposely harm someone or seek revenge or get back at them for whatever. So I think it's respect for God, respect for ourselves too, and respect for others too.
But see, there's other things too, because some people, like for instance, when David had Uriah sent to the front line to have him pretty much killed so he can get with his wife Bathsheba, he said, well, you're removed from the thing. People now, they can say, well, hey, I can get so-and-so to go and do something that's evil for me, but I had nothing to do because I didn't do it. Yeah, you playing games with yourself. You still, because you're the one that ordered the hit. David ordered the hit. And see, some people, when they're once removed from something, they think it's okay. And that's still evil, no matter what it is. You're an accomplice to that deed. So my point is, people should not be playing games with God nor themselves, and be honest with themselves. Okay?
I'll be honest, and I think that pretending to be something that you're not I think that's dangerous.
You know what's right and what's wrong. And if you don't know, God will He will educate you, and you will figure it out. So you're not going to get it right all the time, but you just have to have that will and want to do the right thing. And that's what I fear. I want to do the right thing. I don't.
Right, I do. Yeah. I want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But I know I don't always do the right thing. There's some things that I've done that I don't share because I'm really ashamed of what I was thinking and what I did at that time. So I just actually in my prayer, I just ask God to forgive me for that,
Yeah.
because I don't know, I just feel kind of embarrassed
Over
about
time, you'll mature and you'll get better at it, and you try to find the words, like you're writing. You've gotten a lot better. You'll find the words how to share it with somebody. So you have to process it 1st before you can share it.
Right, right. Okay, so faith involves being open to possibilities and things like our existence, God's existence, the creation of this mysterious, beautiful, huge world
Universe.
and universe, and all these things are beyond our human understanding.
I think the afterlife. But God wants us to have a good life here too, as
Right,
well.
right.
So
Exactly,
we
yes.
should want to have our kids disciplined, education, and things like that, so you can make a honest and good living here with hard work. Mm-hmm. What does that say, James 2:18? Faith without works is dead. You
right.
gotta work
Right.
to get it, get it done.
Okay, I also want to mention, I think the scripture in the lesson talked about, mentioned wisdom.
Yeah.
And wisdom is being able to discern someone's inner qualities and relationship. So inner qualities, I don't know, that sounds kind of like, not being judgmental, but kind of sounds like to me being kind of judgmental if we discerning someone's inner quality. But I guess just seeing it is just like seeing what kind of behavior that we have. I'm not pointing the finger, but what we have. Because I just hope that I'm like doing the right thing and influencing people in a positive way.
It's just finding the words, at time, to encourage someone, because this is one thing that I've always, in my career in the computer industry is where I worked mainly, other than, that God called me into the ministry. But see, it's one thing is communication is not only what just comes out of your mouth or the words you put on the paper,
Right.
also your body language and then your behavior.
Right.
Because, it's one thing is that, I remember the sales reps, at a company I worked for, they were really not happy with me always telling the customer, I didn't know, but I'll get back to you. They didn't like that. But the thing was, they found out later on they were trying to pull the Solomon Act, and they were trying to say, well, the engineer that had answers and the engineer that didn't. It says, why would you want him? And the thing is, when I'm saying keeping your word, I always told them I'd get back to you, and I always got back to that customer with the correct answer. And, it was at the time when, as I became, longer in the company, guess what? I became stronger and stronger in the engineer. And matter of fact, I don't know how many years I was there, but actually when they started, engineers of the year, I was the first engineer of the year, at the company, and my wife enjoyed that.
Yeah, free trip. Anyway. Wisdom is like having good sense to make good decisions, and also wisdom only works if we have it and use it.
Yeah.
So we can have it and don't use it, but it's only, I would say, powerful if we use it.
Yeah, but see, it's also too, it's really powerful too, because I noticed you had brought up a point the other time in the notes, preparing for this, like King Solomon. Now, King Solomon, he suggested, okay, we'll just be fair. We just cut the live child in half. And the mother that's there said, no. And in other words, the mother that wants a child to be alive, she had no, I'd rather my child to be alive, and gave it to the other woman. King Solomon said, oh, that's the mother. I know my wife, she sometimes felt that she wasn't a very good mother at the time, but she learned. Yes, and I will have to say she's grown quite a bit. But my point of mentioning that, not throwing shade, or as the kids say, on her, is the point is that we grow. We have to keep that in mind and not tear ourselves down. We only know what we know at the moment when we're raising our children.
Right.
And we just have to keep just having enough faith that God's going to, fill in those little blank spots and things like that.
And sometimes we learn what we should have done after they're already grown. So
Yeah.
that's why in the book that I'm writing, Reflections of My Heart Secrets,
Yeah.
I have a story called Too Little Too Late, where I talk about what you just mentioned, that I felt that I wasn't the best parent for my children
Right. But
at that time, but if I had to do it over, I would probably do it different because I
Yeah,
have a
gain
little more knowledge.
Yeah, more knowledge,
Knowledge,
and everything.
yeah.
But see, also at the same time, just this little bit of wisdom, I would say, don't allow your kids to learn from the world. You should teach them yourself. Build that foundation at home.
But I understand that. Oh yeah, the foundation is important, but they do learn from the world.
Well, they
Yeah,
do, but
do.
but
In
you
fact, they learn more now because they have social media. We didn't have social media.
verbalize this with your kid, then you'll learn. Because I've actually had to change. You know, my kids called me and they said, "Dad, you said I can do this and that." I said I was wrong at that time, but now we're going to do it this way.
I was thinking about what T said when he was growing up, and he had to cut the lawn on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But he said, I had to go cut the lawn, but I was so hungry. I wanted to eat breakfast before I went out there. So that's something we may have not thought about at that time. You know, feed them first and then send them out to work.
No, it was, yeah, because see, well, we'll put it this way. You say may not have. I thought about it, but see, it's still, you know, we were raised old school, and I'm going to throw him out. And I just remember my mom, she made sure we were fed when we were thrown out doing the yard. But I just remember the dad part. Get out and cut the yard.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so as parents, we do want our children to learn to have a good foundation and to respect others. We want them to learn how to work hard and to be happy and to do good works. And we want them to remember that foundation, what we have taught them. And, okay, so with that being said, we want to leave you with, if God is our Father and we are His children, what do y'all think He's teaching us? You can leave your comments in the comment section below. I feel that we don't want to forget what His inspired word teaches us, and that is unconditional love and having a good heart. And having a good heart results in doing what's right, being a good person, as I was reading. Someone said a good person.
Yeah. You don't want to just turn around and say, "Oh, I'm a Christian." Then everything.
Privacy. What do you mean?
In other
your
words,
life, you have privacy.
You have a privacy thing, and what I'm saying is, you don't just sit there and share your internals and all your thoughts, because you got to remember the trust. You got to be able to trust
right.
God,
Trust the person,
and you also got to be able to trust the person you're talking to.
Right.
So
right.
you're not going to just say, "Hey, I'm a Christian, and I'm going to tell you everything about me so they can take advantage of you." No.
Yeah.
You sit there and you listen closely, and you have to start building trust with each individual you come in contact with on this planet.
Right.
But you should fellowship with around Christians, and even in the church that you're in, you know, it's in the back of your mind, you may not be able to trust everybody at the church you're at.
Right. Just because they go to church doesn't mean you trust them.
No, it does not.
No.
No, but you want to keep it on a positive thing, and you want to build and work on it so you can trust. So you want to get more trust in there so you can have faith.
Are we trustworthy? You said we should trust people, but can people trust us?
Well, you don't know me, so you have to get to know me in order to trust me.
Right.
Just because I say I'm a good person, you need to find out for yourself.
Right. Okay, so with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time.
Alrighty.
Okay. Thanks for watching.